Amidst the saga of the Presidential Election Tribunal, the Labour Party presidential candidate was rumored to have been detained in an airport in the United Kingdom some days ago. That aside, under the pretext of impersonation, to be precise, although Diron Onifade, one of the members of spokespersons of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council, has alleged fears of Nigerians on this. But to have a better view and broader understanding of this particular occurrence on if Obi's arrest was true or not, or if his arrest was politically propagated or not, I have on interview one Mr. Nnemeka Obiariri. He is also a political analyst on News Central, and he came up to the studio, took his time to give detailed explanations of what occurred to the arrest of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, and he also linked this arrest to the fact that if he termed or if he feels or perceives that this arrest was politically propagated, because a lot of backlashes and propaganda have been focused and targeted at Peter Obi throughout the past few weeks. So we'll listen to Nnemeka in the studio and listen to what he has to say as regards the recent arrest of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi.
Begins right away. Let's stay in Nigeria, in West Africa to be precise. Labour Party presidential candidate is in the news. You saw it in the newspapers and the likes. Mr. Peter Obi was last week detained in London by the United Kingdom immigration officials for alleged impersonation. According to head of the Obi Dati media team, Diron Onifade, the LP presidential candidate in the February 25 presidential poll arrived at the Heathrow Airport in London from Nigeria on Good Friday, April 7, 2023, and joined the queue for the necessary airport protocols when he was accosted by an immigration official who handed him a detention note. Well, in Diron's words, the high implication of the offense is that the impersonator could be committing all kinds of weighty crimes and other dubious acts, and it would be recorded in Obi's name, Onifade said. Now, he added that since the impersonator is still at large and Obi could be implicated in a series of forbidden acts and even be framed in a manner that could be a huge embarrassment to him, his family, his party, the Obedient Movement as well. Now, Onifade also recalled that Obi has been under all kinds of attack since the February 25th, 2023 presidential election, in which he put up an outstanding showing, coming third out of 18 contestants, as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Well, joining us now is political analyst and one who has followed very closely the Obedient Movement as well. Nnemeka Obiariri is here in the studios live with me. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's start off first. We've seen the statement that was released by the media team member who did say that Obi has indeed faced a series of backlash since he actually, after the elections. Let's look at this recent one, an impersonator in the United Kingdom, a place where he lived for quite a while. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this and these attacks? What does it show? Is it as a result of what the Labour Party has taken to court?
I think what is happening here is very grievous. Let us even look at the situation here. Impersonation. You don't impersonate somebody of Obi status so lightly. It simply means somebody's kind of identity that represents Peter Obi. And for such a person to have such identity, it must be something that is happening at the topmost level in Nigeria. The Nigerian passport is not something that can easily be faked. The Nigerian passport is not something that can be easily faked. The biometrics, the chips inside it, the only persons that can provide a double identity impersonate Obi are those at the highest level in Nigeria. And that is how grievous it is. And, all these things they are trying to do or they are doing is just to see how they can frustrate him, how they can demoralize him, how they can break him. But these guys are dealing with the wrong guy. Peter Obi is a rock. They cannot easily break him. It's in a serious and the honest nation where things are done in the very transparent manner. By now, there should be high-level investigation. In fact, the whole apparatus, security apparatus in Nigeria should be at a high alert, investigating to find out how this happened. So unfortunately, we are here in Nigeria. Some people have said that this country is a crime scene, an active crime scene. This is exactly what is happening here. They've done everything. They asked him go to court, and the guy had gone to court. He's in court, presented his case, waiting for the tribunal to start proceedings. But they are not comfortable. Let me tell you, it's like an armed robber who stole your goods. You've discovered the goods that have been stolen. You've seen where it is hidden. And they in order not to make sure that you do not prove it, they will want to do everything to take you out. But I can tell you for sure that P2B is unbreakable. They can do whatever they can do, but I can tell you, this country, the fight is the fight for the soul of Nigeria. The fight is for this fight to save this country. KPM just came up with a report. 40% of our Nigerians are unemployed. And if you look at it clearly, in a country of 200 million people, we are looking at over 80 million Nigerians, mostly youths. It's a time bomb waiting to explode. And these are the same youths who make up the obedient movement. These are the same youths who support this man, who has promised them, based on track records, what he plans to do to redeem them. And is what is playing out today is what we see in fictional gangsterism books. Things you see in the playbook of the Pablo Escobars of this world. But I can tell you, P2B is unshakable.
Well, you've said P2B is unshakable. You've also made mention of certain people who I wouldn't want to go in to ask who these people are that you are talking about, but let's also look at the fact that there are equally mentions or statements made from P2B himself that, and also his camp, that he's being forced to leave Nigeria.
See, there's nothing to pretend here. It's the APC government. Why? There's nothing. It's so clear. The APC did not win the election. The election...
But the Independent National Electoral Commission...
INEC selected who they wanted. See, the facts are there. See, there's on record, from November till January, the INEC chairman was very emphatic when it was rumored that they are not going to use the IRF portal to upload results. Preceding the presidential election, we saw elections in Ekiti, we saw in Osun, we saw in Anambra, and in each of these elections that preceded the February 25th election, results were uploaded real time, on time. And this guy, when it was rumored, when people got, feelers that they may be planning to, play games, the guy came on record. It's on record. If you go to the INEC Twitter page, you will see it there. The guy said, not only will they upload, they will upload real time. The same guy that gave us assurances captured on video now is the same guy that is going to court that to say that it is not mandatory that they must upload real time on time. Let me tell you, it's very clear. The P2B, based on their own select results, came third. Why are they not harassing the PDP guy that came second? Because they know, see, these things are psychological. The thief knows who owns the goods. And the thief will always want to see how he can oppress the person that owns the good. They know who won the election. So, Lai Mohammed, for the first time, he had been very silent. He went to the US, to the market P2B, to label him, for committing treasonable offense. That cannot be proved. This man had conducted himself in the noblest manner anybody can think of. He is one guy. In fact, the only person before him who has behaved the way he behaved was late President Yar'Adua, the good man. Yar'Adua came to power in 2007. Yar'Adua won that election, but he still believed that the election did not meet the fair, free, credible platform. And Yar'Adua promised to abide by the rule of law. He did not just say it. You could see the meekness. You could see the humility. You could see the soberness in Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua went ahead. First of all, he declared his assets openly. The first president to declare his assets publicly, and that of his wife. And it was about 800 million. Yar'Adua was the first governor to leave savings in the state treasury, and he did not loot his people. And Obasanjo saw these traits, and Obasanjo supported Yar'Adua, the president. Yar'Adua even empaneled the Uwais panel that brought about recommendations on massive reforms that will have prevented us from the February madness that we saw. But Jonathan Goodluck, smiling away the destiny of Nigeria, never implemented that panel's report. Yar'Adua, the good man, did not live to implement it. Obi is the next person after Yar'Adua that have shown us that sincerity, that goodness. And Nigerians have embraced him the way they embrace Yar'Adua. APC and those trying to frustrate him, trying to demotivate him, trying to demoralize him, are wasting their time. Obi is being backed by over 60 million Nigerian youths. And these guys are not backing down. Remember, one of the things they accuse Nigerians of is that Nigerians, they have short memory. After 1 week, it filters away. Since February 25th, the movement keeps on ramping up. And I can tell you this, it's an existential battle. Nigerians are ready to go to any legal extent to make sure that the right things are done. And the right things must be done.
Well, you talked about legal extent, and I mean, the case is what everyone is waiting for. Judiciary is indeed on trial, like many have said. But don't you think that we should look at it from a perspective that, as an observer, possibly allow the judiciary to carry out its duty, and see if truly what many are saying that Peter Obi won, it should be proven in court?
My brother, nobody in any form or manner has interfered with what the judiciary is doing. See, a majority of Nigerians are lettered. The youth we are talking about, I say it to anybody who cares to listen. In terms of morality, in terms of uprightness, in terms of upholding the rule of law and pursuing and agitating for what is right to be done.
Okay, all said and done there. There is little or nothing to add up. You heard it all there from the political analyst. I hope you really juxtaposed and compared the reasons why Peter Obi was arrested, although there were rumors that the authorities of the UK airport have personally apologized to the Labour Party presidential candidate. That is subject to verification. But whatever Naimeka said in the studio there is capable and is worth giving us a broad understanding of what happened at the airport a few days ago. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you tap the subscribe button and make sure you like our videos, share it to people in Nigeria and in diaspora. These actions make YouTube, make our videos go viral here in Nigeria and outside the country. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.